Champions League football continues this Wednesday the 27th of November. Got a big slate of games on today. In this video I'm going to share with you my two value bets. I'm going to be recommending to stick 3 units on the both of them. We're going to be mainly looking at the Liverpool and Real Madrid game, but I do have another bet builder outside of that game that I'm going to share with you. Firstly, like I always do on every single video, regardless of the outcome, I'll be as transparent as possible. As you could see below me, we have had a very good season, still trying to just break that 100 unit mark, and yesterday didn't help us. We took an L in the Champions League, a bit frustrating. The over on the corners, the Arsenal, the beginning game with Sporting and Arsenal, didn't expect it to be that much volume. But listen, you can't stay hot forever. We were coming off the back of a really good week. It would have been nice though, if we could have hit that 100 unit mark yesterday. But we're going to try and do that today. We're going to try and get back into the green, back into winning ways. I'm always at my best when I'm on a little cold run. I wouldn't really call it a cold run. We've been doing really well the past 2 weeks, but a 0-3 day yesterday. But let's try and bounce back today. Only 2 bets in the Champions League, but we're going to try and make the most of them because they're both double your money returns. I'm going to be sticking 3 units down on them both. So as you can see there below me, this is the bet builder that doesn't involve Liverpool or Real Madrid. So we are taking a penalty in the match between Aston Villa and Juventus. No. And then in the Borussia Dortmund game, under 3 goals in the first half, no red card. Very simple. I really like this. Only 3 sections. The no penalty in the Aston Villa and Juventus game. We've just took a little look at the referee, and what we've basically done is gone off the probability. So he averages, he gives away a penalty every 15 to 16 games. And then we've basically looked at Aston Villa and Juve as well in regards to their volume with penalties. It's quite good returns on that bet as well. I'm going to be experimenting with that over the next coming weeks because it's something I have had my eye on for the past few months, to be fair, and I've only just started using it. So this is the first bet builder that I've put this type of play on. Now, as you can see below me, the Liverpool and Real Madrid, the game that all neutral fans, if you're a fan of football, you're going to have your eyes on this game, I would expect. We'll be taking match range goals to be between 1 and 4, over 6 corners, over 2 cards, over 2 cards, and no red cards in this game. I do expect Liverpool to play their usual possession-based football they have been doing, and Slot, I've been told that they might not be putting out their strongest of sides. They don't really need to, do they, to be honest? Real Madrid haven't had a great Champions League campaign, so they are going to be coming for the win, but I don't reckon there's going to be a huge volume in regards to goals. Now, I said that yesterday in regards to the Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon game. I was completely wrong. Got that game completely wrong. Hold my hands up. But when looking at the metrics, which I'm going to go over with you now, everything's telling me that the under 4.5 is going to come in. So the match range goals between 1 and 4 is basically you're betting on over 0 goals and under 5 goals. So the over 2.5 goals has a 65% hit ratio between these two teams, and the both teams to score has a 50%. Let's have a little look at the corners. The projected line for the corners is 10.22, so the over 6, I'd expect that to come in possibly before the 60th minute, and the cards has a projection of 3.8. Let's take a little closer look at these two teams' recent forms, home and away. So Liverpool's last past 5 games, 3 of them have came between 1 and 4 goals, and Real Madrid's last past 5 games, 4 of them have came between 1 and 4 goals. Liverpool is 5% better in terms of goals scored, and they're actually 75% better in terms of goals conceded. And now they are at home as well tonight, so I do think they're going to have a rather good defensive display. Now, let's have a little closer look at the cards. Before we do that, let's have a look at the corners. So as I said, the average corner kicks per match between these two teams is 10.22. We're taking over 6 corners. Over 6 corners has a 74% hit ratio between these two teams. That is the reason why I went with over 6. Over 7 only has a 69% hit ratio, and I just do not like that. I like to try and play with, when looking at certain lines on bets, I like it to be 80% or above, if I'm being totally honest. But that's the lowest over you can take on the corners. The cards. So summer bookings per match between Liverpool and Real Madrid, as I've said, is 3.8. And the 2.5 has a 65% hit ratio. Rather low, but if we take a quick look at the referee involved in today's game, he averages a card every 19 minutes, and the over 2.5 cards for Mr. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, my French is not good. His over 2.5 cards has a 79% hit ratio. Over 1.5 cards has a massive 94% hit ratio. He averages 4.29 cards per game. So even though these two teams haven't been as high volume as you would expect so far this season in regards to cards, I do think the over 2 could possibly come in the first half, if I'm being totally honest. I'd be surprised if it came in the first 45 minutes, but when looking at the first half, total cards average for these two teams is 1.25. Liverpool very low at 0.6. Also, there is I wouldn't say there's a massive rivalry between these two teams. Real Madrid continuously always get a better over Liverpool in Europe in recent years. You would think certain players like Mo Salah, Van Dijk, that have been on the back end of that, and we'll be coming into this game playing a little bit aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some forwards get some cards handed out to them today, and you will see the players that play a defensive role definitely get cards. So I think over 2 cards is a really good shout for this game. You could possibly go for 3.5, but that's just playing with fire a little bit now. I wouldn't even say it's playing with fire, if I'm being totally honest. I do think over 3.5 cards will come in, but when putting these sections of this bet builder together, getting double your money odds, I didn't want to play with them. Match range goals to be between 1 and 4. Over 6 corners, over 2 cards, no red card. Very, very simple. Only 4 sections. I'm fairly new to creating content, so if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day.